Mama played baseball. David Adler. Throw the ball, Mama said. I threw her the glove. No, Mama told me. Make me reach for it. Make me jump. Threw the ball just over Mama's head. She reached and caught it. I threw the ball again, this time high over her head. She jumped and caught it. We played a long time. Then we sat on the steps. Mama held my hand. She looked at me and said, I need a job. While Dad's away, I need to work. It was wartime. Dad was in the army, fighting for our country. Mama said, I need your help practicing baseball because I hope to get a job playing in the Women's League. What kind of job is that? I wondered. Before the war, Dad drove a truck for a milk company. Each morning he brought milk from farms to a plant where it was poured into bottles. That's a job, I thought. Baseball is just a game. That night at dinner, Grandpa told me I fought in the last war. He showed me his medal. Grandma said, You told Amy last night about the war and your medal. Well, I did fight, and I did win a medal, Grandpa said. He pointed to an old picture. He had shown me that last night, too. After dinner, we listened to the news of the war on the radio. When we listened to the Jack Benny show, Dad's favorite, I wondered if Dad were listening too. The next morning, we went in Grandpa's car to a large baseball stadium. Grandma, Grandpa, and I sat in the stands. Mama went onto the field. There were a lot of women there. They stood in a line. A man with a bat hit a ball to them. If a woman missed the ball, the man said, Thank you, and he pointed to the gate at the side of the field. That woman didn't make the team. Finally, it was Mama's turn. The man hit the ball over Mama's head, just like I threw it to her when we practiced. Mama reached for that ball. She caught it. Then she went to the back of the line. Each time it was Mama's turn, she caught the ball. When the man pitched to the women who were left, Mama swung twice and missed. Then she hit the ball on the ground, right back to the man. It wasn't a good hit. I was afraid the man would say, Thank you, and point to the gate. But he didn't. He told Mama to come back the next day. 2 days later, Mama showed us her uniform. It was a pretty skirt, a skirt with a fancy patch, long socks, a baseball hat, and shoes. If Mama has a uniform, I thought, she must be on the team. Mama got the job. That night, we had a party to celebrate Mama's new job. Grandma baked a cake, and I covered it with icing and sprinkles. We kept the radio on as we ate. We listened to the news of the war, and I thought about Dad. At bedtime, Mama told me she hoped the war would end soon so Dad could come home. I hope so too. The next week, Grandma and Grandpa took me to one of Mama's games. The team was in the field. The ball was hit high over Mama's head. She jumped and reached up. I jumped and reached up too. Mama caught the ball. When it was Mama's turn to hit, I stood. The pitcher threw the ball, and Mama swung her bat. I swung too and hit Grandpa's bag of peanuts. Peanuts flew everywhere. When I looked back at the field, Mama was standing on second base. She had hit a double, and Grandpa had to change his seat. Amy moves around too much, he whispered to Grandma. Amy's playing baseball alongside her Mama. Grandma told him. When the game was over, I ran to Mama. We won! We won! I shouted. Mama hugged and kissed me. We were so happy. Grandma, Grandpa, and I went to lots of Mama's games, but only the ones that were nearby. Mama traveled with her team by bus to faraway games. I stayed home and drew pictures. I loved to draw. After each game, people crowded around Mama. They asked her to sign pieces of paper and baseballs. One day, when we got home, I asked Mama to sign a baseball for me. You don't need my autograph, she said. Oh, yes, I do, I told her. I want it because you're a great baseball player and because you're my mother. That winter, wherever the ground was clear of snow, ice, my grandmama and I went outside. We wore winter coats, and I wore woolen gloves. Mama wore her baseball glove. Mama gave me a baseball and told me, throw the ball, make me reach for it, make me jump. She practiced whenever she could. Baseball is my job, she told me, and I want to be good at it. It was my job to help her. Then one morning, the next fall, Mama put on her uniform. Come with me, she said. I have a surprise for you. Aren't Grandma and Grandpa coming to the game? No, Mama said, just you and me. And we're going to the bus station. While we walked, I asked Mama, are you taking me to a faraway game? Mama didn't answer. She just smiled. When we got to the station, we waited. Then a bus stopped and lots of people got off. Some of them were soldiers. Then I saw him. My dad was getting off the bus. Mama and I ran to him. We hugged and kissed him. Mama touched his cheek and said, you look so handsome in your uniform. Dad smiled and said, and you look so pretty in yours. When we came home, Grandma and Grandpa met us at the front door. Grandpa wore his uniform and his medal, and inside was a big welcome home sign and a cake. After we celebrated and ate all the cake, I took Dad's hand and said, now I have a surprise for you. You do? Dad said. Grandma, Grandpa, and Mama looked at me and asked, what surprise do you have? I didn't answer. I just told Dad to sit in his favorite chair. I went into my room and I brought out my drawings. They were of Mama playing baseball. These are great, Dad said. Mama is a great baseball player, I said. Then I turned on the radio. It was Sunday night. I sat on Dad's lap, and we all listened and laughed to Dad's favorite program, The Jack Benny Show. The war was over. My dad was home. This is Mama Played Baseball.